On March 6, 2025, I went to an orthopedic. I had been experiencing a pain in my right toe for a while and it wasn't going away. I had had the same pain a few times in the past, but it always went away within a day or two, but this time it didn't. So I made an appointment to get it x-rayed. When the doctor came back in, she got straight to the point. So I see what we have here. You have Freiberg's disease. When you hear the word disease in a doctor's office, you do have an internal reaction to it. I also had an external reaction. I could feel that my eyes had slightly widened, but internally I understood the power a single word could have on you. She went on to explain. Freiberg's disease, also known as Freiberg's infraction, affects the top of the metatarsal, this bone, usually the second one, this one, like in my case. There isn't a specific cause for it. It can be caused by genetics, hormonal reasons, it could happen if the metatarsal is longer than it should be, it could be due to bad footwear, and it tends to happen to runners. It also appears more often in women. About 80% of people who have it are women, and it usually appears in younger people, 12 to 20 being the common range. But to get to what Freiberg's disease does, due to repeated stress to the head of the metatarsal, the blood vessels there die, which then lead to the bone there dying as well. So as a visual reference, look at your hand and ball it into a fist. See your knuckles? Imagine that your hand is your foot and that your knuckles are metatarsals. See how round they are? Now imagine that one of those knuckles is flat or even concave. That's what happened to my metatarsal. So the pain I had been experiencing when I rolled my foot was these two bones rubbing together. Knowing that, I now know that those short pains I had been experiencing over the years was the gradual flattening of my bone. The immediate solution the doctor gave me was a walking boot. This beauty. The bottom of it is curved, which means that the boot rolls for me, leaving my foot stationary and metatarsal unrubbed. Arriving back home was one of the strangest parts of this experience. Your room is still the same, you're still watching the same videos, you have the same hobbies and interests, but now you know why you're in pain. There are a few different treatments for Freiberg's disease that were explained to me. The non-surgical ones revolve around footwear. Option 1 is my beautiful walking boot, and 2 is a carbon fiber foot plate, which I also have and looks like this, but can also look like this. A carbon fiber foot plate goes under the sole of your shoe and acts like extra stiffness, preventing too much rolling, which is what causes pain. They come in different firmness ranges too. I also wear Birkenstock shoes because they have an extra firmness from the cork. The surgical options are 1, a procedure to encourage the bone to regrow, which I was told wouldn't work in my specific case. The second one is putting a cap on the metatarsal to replace the lost bone. I think something that helped with my experience is that I accepted everything as it came almost immediately. I haven't had a pity moment for myself, nor do I see myself differently. I don't feel like I'm missing anything, which I think also helped my family with accepting it. Something I will also clarify is that while Freiberg's disease does limit what I can do, I can still do things. Like exercise, I can exercise, but running or jump roping are a no. They cause stress to the metatarsal, which could lead to even more bone loss. But things like cycling, walking with adjusted footwear, or weight training is fine. As long as the exercise doesn't involve me rolling or arching my foot, it's fine. And I can walk safely without my boot or carbon fiber foot plate, like around the house. I just have to adjust how I walk to avoid rolling. It looks funny, but I get around just fine. Sometimes people ask me about what's wrong with my foot, and the interaction tends to go like this. What did you do? Oh, I didn't do anything, I have Freiberg's disease. And then they look like they wish they hadn't asked. I've tried to explain that it isn't as bad as it sounds, but that's hard to explain to anyone but myself. But some interactions with strangers are more memorable than others. It started like normal with a lady asking me about my boot and condition at the grocery store. Oh, I have Freiberg's disease, part of my metatarsal bone died off.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal. Just take some fish oil pills and the bone will regrow like new. Don't be so dramatic. It's also good for the rest of the body.
And then she walked away. While it may seem rude to say that to someone, which it is, I couldn't stop myself from laughing about it later. It was so ridiculous that it became funny to me. About a month after getting diagnosed, my mom was talking to someone and told them I have a bone disease. Now, until that moment, I hadn't put those words together like that. I had a disease that affected the bone, but never thought or said I have a bone disease. When I got told what I have, I took it word for word. You have Freiberg's disease. I even ended up Googling it to make sure that it counts as a bone disease, which I got the expected response from. That was one thing that did make me stop and think, oh, I have a bone disease. Someone saying Freiberg's disease does get your attention, but you don't immediately know what that means. When someone says bone disease, you know what that means. I had that moment of realization, but again, I accepted it pretty quickly. But to get to the reason why I made this video, something that has bothered me in my experience of having this is that I haven't been able to find that much information on it. I haven't been able to find a proper percentage for how many people have it. The only one I've managed to find is from AI Overview, which I take with a bucket of salt each time I read it, and it said less than 1% of the population. And I found even less information about people who have it. I found one article written by a woman that has it, as well as some comments on Reddit. But I haven't been able to find a video on YouTube about someone who has it. I found videos from doctors or videos in general just explaining the condition, which I understand since it's a rare condition, but I still didn't like it. So that's why I ended up making this video. Not the first video I expected to make on this channel, but that's life for you. Moving forward, I'm going to avoid any surgery unless absolutely necessary, and just stick with the footwear options. I hope that this video was informational, and that if anyone else watches this that also has Freiberg's disease, that this helps you. Bye!